your villain winning? Is your hero winning? Let's keep the score. Oh, I want to skip the gym. Point for the villain. Oh, I don't want to time my breaks. Point for the villain. Oh, I want to eat like shit. Point for the villain. Who are you going to let define you? Who are you going to listen to, that devil or the angel? Who are you going to listen to, the non-drifter or the drifter? Who are you going to listen to, the 1% version of yourself or the 99% dweeby yourself? Take goals out of your vocabulary. I have to treat my structure, my schedule, the non-negotiables, like my life depends on it, like it's the last breath I take. YouTube, what's good? It's your boy Cry. Welcome back to another vid. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. And make sure to follow me on all platforms at I Am Cry. Today we got a great one! Today's topic. Standards. There is no introduction needed. I'm not gonna waste any time. Let's get right into it. First component, cry. Why standards? What the fuck is standards? Why not say goals? You do not wake up and say it is a goal to brush my teeth. You do not wake up and say it is a goal to breathe. You do not wake up and say it's a goal to go to work. Those are your standards. So why would you not have the same mindset and the same structure and the same perception with the things that you want to accomplish in life? A goal is what you want. A standard is what you will accept. Goals are dreams. Standards are non-negotiables. Goals are wishes and standards are plans. Your current life is a reflection of your standards. Look around. The chick that you with, the house that you in, the car that you in, if your house is clean, nigga, how your friends treat you, the respect you have, the status you have, it's all a reflection of your standards. You will not rise to your ambitions, you will fall to your standards. You are unhappy with your life because that's what you allow your life to be. When are you gonna want more for yourself? Aren't you tired of being mediocre? Aren't you tired of being average? Aren't you tired of being a 99% dweeb? Aren't you tired of sitting in the middle of the pack? Aren't you tired of being a 30% dweeb? Aren't you tired of saying every year is my year, but don't make any adjustments to be the man that you want to be? Aren't you tired? Aren't you tired of seeing all these motherfuckers live the life that you want online? Tired of that motherfucker having a physique? Tired of that motherfucker having a car? Tired of that motherfucker having a status? Tired of having motherfuckers have the chicks that you really want? Aren't you tired of it? Huh? When are you gonna want more for yourself? Matter of fact, when are you gonna demand more for yourself? It all starts with replacing goals with standards. Take that G word out of your motherfucking vocabulary. We are not saying it. We're not trying to accomplish our dreams. No! Our standards are reality. They will be our reality. That is the standard. I will not accept anything less. That has to be the mindset. Again, take goals out of your vocabulary. We're not saying it. If you're new here, welcome. We don't fucking say it. Okay, Cry, I get it. Do not say goals. Do not have wishes. Do not have dreams. We have standards. I get it. What now? Now you must 10x them, right? Listen to me and listen closely. You shouldn't fear shit, but if you do, your biggest fear should not be that you aim too high and fail. It should be that you aim too low and succeed. Let me say it again for the dweebs in the back. Your biggest fear should not be that you aim too high and fail. It should be that you aim too low and succeed. Who's to say that you couldn't do more? Who's to say that you couldn't get 7 to 6% body fat? Who's to say that you couldn't get a Bugatti? Who's to say that you couldn't get a mansion? Who's to say that you couldn't have a 10? Who's to say? You're putting limitation on yourself. A lot of times with setting standards, we fuck up initially because we think too small. We're not thinking bigger. You must think bigger. Believe in yourself. I made the fake video, so I'm not going to reiterate a lot of the terms and a lot of the perceptions and a lot of the ideologies that I spoke about in that video, but you must believe. A lot of us put limitations on ourselves due to our flawed perception of what we think is possible. We comparing ourselves to our parents. We listening to our parents. We comparing ourselves to our friends. We listening to our friends. We think shit is far-fetched. We think motherfuckers is better than us. These motherfuckers is not better than you, dog. I'm gonna keep on saying it. They bleed, shit, and pee just like you. They are human just like you. They feel the same emotions you do. They feel the same discouragements when they don't see the results. They feel the same shit when they go through failure. They probably went through the heartbreak. They probably had to make the sacrifice. They probably had to focus. They had to balance their 9 to 5 with their purpose. They had to do it. They just pursued through and they thought bigger. You're thinking too small. I recommend every man read the 10X rule. That is where I got this from. The 10X rule basically states to 10X your standards. Whatever you want to obtain, 10X it. For the longest time, my standard was I just want to make 10K a month. right? 10K a month. If I get 10K a month, I'm good. I'm locked in. I'm ready to go, right? I was working my 9 to 5. I was making about 7 to 8K a month. I'm like, damn, I just got to get 10K a month. How can I get 10K a month? If I get 10K a month, I am good. I was thinking like a dweeb, right? I read this book and it changed my whole perception. That is why you see every video I say I will make 100K a month. Because I had to 10X it. I had to realize it was possible. This motherfucker's making 200K a month. This motherfucker's making $1 million a month. Why the fuck can I get a piece of that pie? Where's your competitive drive as a man, right? It's only 1% of us, but 1% of us, I believe, don't quote me, is about 450,000 men in the world that make that upper echelon, that make that 100K a month plus. Why can't I get a piece of that pie? Why can't I have a seat in the stands of those 450,000 men? Why can't I? I'm him. So let's do it, right? But I had to change my mindset first. Cry. Why the fuck are you shooting for this baby ass 10K? Shoot for 100K. And since I've read that book, my mindset has changed. Not only my mindset, but my work ethic. Don't be a delusional dweeb and say I want to make 100K a month and your work ethic not match that. Your work ethic has to be 100K a month. Fellas, I'm not going to get into the details, but last month I made way more than 10K a fucking month. Right? I fell short of the 100K a month, but I made way more than 10K a month. But what I'm trying to tell you is I would have never made more than 10K if I would have had the 10K mindset, because that 10K mindset would have been my 10K work ethic. That 10K mindset would have been my 10K choices. That 10K mindset would have been my 10K sacrifices. My 10K mindset would have been my 10K discipline. But it's different when it's 100K. When I look at that motherfucking standard and I see I gotta make 100K a month, I can't miss no fucking videos. I have to treat everyone like a game winner. I have to treat every call with all of my brothers like it's the last call I'm gonna have with them to make failure impossible. I have to treat my structure, my schedule, the non-negotiables, like my life depends on it, like it's the last breath I take, because I know that's what it takes to get 100K a month. I can't have that 10K a month work ethic. I cannot have $1 million dreams. Fuck $1 million dreams. I cannot have $1 million standards with a minimum wage work ethic. You have to do more. Don't decrease your standard, you dweeb. Increase your effort, my nigga. You fall a little short, increase it. Okay, Cry, you got past that 10K, but you ain't 100K Cry yet, so there's more work to do. I'm not gonna cope and say, I got past 10K. I fell short of 100K. Why don't I just lower it to 60K? No! Let's do more. Let's double down on whatever it took to get past that 10K and figure out how I can do more to make sure that I get to 100K before September 27, 2027. So I can retire my mom and I can pull up in that Urus and shit on everyone who said I couldn't do it. I'll give you guys another example. My brother Alex, right? When he came into 1% Academy, his standard was, I just want to make an extra 2 bands a month. No! It is now 10K a month, right? This month, Alex is on pace to make 9K, right? So yes, he fell short of the 10K, but listen, you dweeb. If he would have had the same mindset that he had when he wanted to make 2K, he would have never made 9K, because his work ethic would have matched 2K. His mindset would have matched 2K. His discipline would have matched 2K. But when he reads that motherfucking standard and see it says 10K, he knows he can't let up. One thing you gotta understand, even when you shoot for the moon and you fall short, you're still in outer space. You're still chilling on a motherfucking star, my nigga. You're still not on Earth. You're an alien. So shoot for the fucking moon. Stop thinking so small, my nigga. Stop saying I just want to get in shape. Why not get 8 to 10% body fat? Stop saying I just want an 8. Why can you not get that 10? Stop saying that you want a vet. I want that Urus. Right? For the longest time, I used to come up here and say, oh, I'm going to get the vet. I can't wait to get the vet. I was coping. I knew that that was the cheapest car out of all my dream cars. I can get a vet right now. I don't want it. There's more work to do. Why would I settle for that? Why would I 1X my standard? Why would I 5X my standard? Let's 10X it. Urus this year, Cry. Get it done. But what does that look like for you? Get out of my 9 to 5 this year, right? Make an extra 5 bands this year. Save this money amount this year. Get 8 to 10% body fat this year. Get abs this year. Right? Stop being a people pleaser this year. Put myself first this year. What does it look like? 10X it. But again, I want to be very careful. Do not be a delusional dweeb and 10X your standard, but your work ethic not match it. 10X your standard, but your willpower not match it. 10X your standard and your discipline not match it. They have to be congruent or you will fail, or you will be one of those normal amounts of action motherfuckers that has all the dreams and aspirations in the world. They are very, very ambitious, but they're lazy. Their ambitions do not match their work ethic and the tasks that they do on a day-to-day basis to get to the long-term standard. Do not let that be you. I hate them type of people. Why do I hate them type of people? Because I used to be one, and I know how delusional I was. It takes more. It takes fucking everything, fellas. You have to put everything when you 10x your standards, or you will not get there. But again, even when you fall short, my nigga, but don't cope and say you're gonna fall short. But if you do, you're still gonna be way farther than that little baby ass standards you made in the beginning. So just do more deep work sessions, more reading, more attention to detail with your macronutrients, more failure sets, time your breaks, more supersets, more. When you continue to do more and you outwork these motherfuckers, you will get to those standards. You will get to those barriers. I can assure you. The next thing you must take into consideration with standards is identity, right? With standards, the most important aspect is not what you want to obtain, but who you have to become to obtain those things. If you quit smoking and somebody offers you a blunt, don't say, no, I don't smoke. Say, no, I'm not a smoker. It's not your identity. What is your identity? What are the objectives you want to obtain? Fuck once. What are the objectives you will obtain? And who do you have to become to get those things? Every single day, every decision, every habit must give a point to the person that you want to be. Why do I keep saying once? Must give a point to the person that you will be. Every single day, every decision, every habit, everything that you do on a day-to-day basis must give a point to the hero. What is the score? Is your villain winning? Is your hero winning? Crowd, what is a villain? The villain is everything that you're running away from. Villain is the old version of you. The villain is the devil on your shoulder. The villain is the version of you that seeks comfort. The villain is the drifter, and the hero is the complete opposite. The hero is everything that you have to become to obtain the standards that you want to achieve in this life. The hero is the non-drifter. The hero seeks discomfort because that's where the magic happens. The hero is the angel on your shoulder. The hero is the new version of you that will become permanent. So write it out, right? Hero, villain, right? I'll give you guys an example of my hero and my villain. I'm jacking off every day, right? I'm sleeping in, right? I'm unconfident, right? I'm broke, right? What is my hero, right? I know, I'm practicing no fap. I wake up early, right? I'm confident. I'm financially free. Right? This is everything I must obtain in the mindset I must have to get to my standard. And this is everything that I'm running the fuck away from. You must consistently remind yourself on a day-to-day basis of these things. But not only that, start asking yourself on a day-to-day basis, are you giving a point to the hero or are you giving a point to the villain? So let's break it down. You guys know there's 6 components that I speak about, right? To be a 1% man, the 6 C's: cut, charisma, cash, clout, character, and church, right? Then we got our villain, and we got our hero, right? Let's start with cuts. Oh, I want to skip the gym. Point for the villain. Oh, I don't want to time my breaks. Point for the villain. Oh, I want to eat like shit. Point for the villain. I want to scroll on my phone at the gym. Point for the villain. Oh, I want to drink. I want to smoke. Point for the motherfucking villain. I want to time my breaks. Point for the hero. I'm not going to skip any gym sessions. Point for the hero. I'm going to progressively overload. Point for the hero. I'm going to track my macros. Point for the hero. I'm gonna only drink water. Point for the fucking hero. Let's move to charisma, right? I'm gonna be scared to talk to that chick. Point for the villain. I'm not gonna remember people's names. Point for the villain. I'm not gonna have firm handshakes. Point for the villain. Your charisma is ass. I'm gonna have firm handshakes. Point for the hero. I'm gonna talk to that chick even if she rejects me. Point for the hero. I'm going to ask good questions of what the person is talking about so they can be like at the end of the conversation, holy fuck, this person is a great conversator, but all I did was shut the fuck up and listen. Point for the hero. Let's move to cash. I make impulsive purchases. Point for the villain. I don't track my expenses. Point for the villain. I don't save my money. Point for the villain. I don't figure out what I can do outside of my 9 to 5 from the hours of 5 to 9 to maximize my income. Point for the villain. I chill on the weekends instead of working hard to make more money. Point for the motherfucking villain. I sacrifice my weekends to make money. Point for the hero. I sacrifice my 5 to 9 to make more money. Point for the hero. I save my money. Point for the hero. I don't make impulsive dumbass purchases. I stay within my budgets. Point for the hero. Let's move to clout. I do not provide any value to the world to get respect as a man. Point for the motherfucking villain. I do not perfect my craft and put in my 10,000 hours to be a 1% man and be respected in that regard, to have status. Point for the motherfucking villain. Women do not want to be with me and men do not want to be like me. Point for the motherfucking villain. I put in the work and I perfect my craft. Point for the hero. I sacrifice my weekends and I sacrifice my 5 to 9 to figure out what I can do, what my purpose is, and what value I can put out into the world so I'm respected in that regard. Point for the motherfucking hero. Let's move to character. I am a liar. My character is ass. I do not stand on morals and principles as a man. My character is ass. Point for the motherfucking villain. I am a people pleaser. Point for the motherfucking villain. I do not have manners. Point for the motherfucking villain. I do not treat others with respect. Point for the motherfucking villain. I do treat others with respect. Point for the motherfucking hero. I do stand on morals and principles as a man. Point for the motherfucking hero. I do use manners. Point for the motherfucking hero. Let's move to church. I don't go. Point for the villain. I ask God for all these blessings, but don't give him anything in return. Point for the villain. I do not read the Bible and study the word. Point for the villain. I do read the Bible and study the word. Point for the hero. I do go to church. Point for the hero. When I pray, I don't ask God for anything. I thank him for everything. Point for the hero. Let's keep the score. A lot of y'all, the villain has been blowing the hero out for years. But you don't even know it because you're not keeping score. Every day is war. This is why I say every day as a man is hyper competitive and it's a battle. Because every day the hero and the villain are fighting each other. Who are you going to let win? Who are you going to give most of your energy to? Who are you going to let define you? Who are you going to listen to, that devil or the angel? Who are you going to listen to, the non-drifter or the drifter? Who are you going to listen to, the 1% version of yourself or the 99% dweeby yourself? I can assure you I'm going to listen to the 1% version of myself every time because I refuse to be 80 on my deathbed saying, holy fuck. Holy fuck, I let this motherfucker ruin my life. I refuse. Don't let it be you, brother. Change that fucking identity. The next point that aligns with your standards, fellas, is deadline. Right? Oh, cry, I'm gonna get in shape. Oh, cry, I'm gonna be a millionaire. Oh, cry, I'm gonna get a new job. Oh, cry, I'm gonna get out of my 9 to 5. Oh, cry, I'm gonna start attracting 10s. When? When are you going to do it? You must have deadlines with your standards. A plan without a deadline is a goal. A plan with a deadline is a standard. You have to create a healthy amount of paranoia as a man. When you know you have a specific standard to achieve in X amount of time, you create that healthy amount of paranoia to know, holy fuck, I cannot waste no days. I cannot lose no days. I cannot lose no weeks. I cannot lose no months because each day, each minute, each second, I'm getting closer and closer to the deadline I set and I refuse to fail. When you have deadlines, you are more self-aware of continuously, consistently, persistently completing the high leverage tasks on a day-to-day basis to get you to that end standard. When I see every day, I have to make 100K a month by September 27, 2020. I know every video has to be like a game winner. Every call with my brothers has to be extremely valuable. Everything I post on social media has to be extremely valuable, whether it's a story or a reel. I cannot miss a gym session. I cannot miss a macro. I cannot go to sleep late and I must wake up early every single morning. I know it because I know each day I'm getting closer and I have no time to waste. I only get one life. I must be passionate about everything that I want to achieve. So what does that look like for you? When you have that motherfucking deadline, you know, holy fuck, I'm getting closer and closer. I cannot afford to give in. I cannot afford to sleep in. I cannot afford to relax. I cannot afford to procrastinate. I cannot afford to make excuses. When you don't have that deadline, you can keep procrastinating. You can keep pushing it off. You're going to be one of those motherfuckers. January 2025, I'm getting in shape this year. December of 2025, holy fuck, I'll do it next year. Do not be one of them motherfuckers. When you give yourself a deadline, you will make it harder to fail. Now is the time, brother. Every moment is precious. Every day is precious. Every day is a new opportunity to become the man that you're supposed to be. You must take advantage of it and not take it for granted, because I can assure you, you only get one. Every day counts. Every workout session counts. Every deep work session counts. Every macro counts. Everything matters. The last and final thing that you must consider when changing that G word to standards is affirmations, right? It's so important, fellas, to affirm your standards on a day-to-day basis. Say it to yourself. Read them every day, because you must understand our imagination determines our actions and our actions determine our life. But it all starts with your imagination. And a lot of times our imagination is what we consume. You cannot think of the Grand Master Plan because all you do is read bullshit on social media. You cannot think of the Grand Master Plan because you spend all of your time beating your meat. But when you spend all of your time reading these affirmations, it will be very, very hard for your auto-suggestion to not give you a plan to obtain them. But you must read them every day. There's a 4-step process to write this out. Pay close attention. I don't say I will. I don't say I might. I don't say I hope to. I make $100K a month, right? I did everything to hit this standard, right? I did this, right? Giving myself that deadline by 9/27/2026, my birthday, right? And I got this by God's plan plus 1A, right? Now I hope, I make, it's already mine, I make it. It's only a matter of time, but this is already me. This is already my identity. This is already the man that I'm going to be. I'm affirming it to myself, right? I did everything to hit this standard. I didn't do a little bit. I didn't do a lot. I did everything. I wasn't at that 3rd level of action. I wasn't at that 2nd level of action. I wasn't at that 1st level of action. I was at that 4th level of action. I took massive amounts of action every single day. I was obsessed, right? I was at that tier 1. I made the motherfucking sacrifices. I cut out other distractions so I could focus. I did everything to hit this standard. I gave myself a deadline. Each day I'm getting closer and closer and closer to September 27, 2026. But I'm not coping with this, right? This is the latest I want to achieve it. If I can hit it tomorrow, let's hit it tomorrow. This is not a cope. This is a deadline. To keep that paranoia and keep that self-awareness to become the man that I want to be. Not want to be, fuck the man I will be. I got this from God's plan and 1% Academy. So I know what I'm going to obtain, right? I know what I did to get it. I know when I'm getting it by, and I know how I got it, right? But you must write it in the present tense as if you've already achieved those things. Stop looking up at your standards and look down as if you already achieved them, and you're looking down at everything that you must do to remain up here. That's how you got to think about it, fellas. This is very, very important. Fellas, this, I'm not sure if y'all can see it. This is my screensaver. Right? These four lines right here is my screensaver. It's something I would highly recommend you do. Right? Continuously remind yourself. I read these before I come up here on the whiteboard, and I read them at night. And anytime I look at my phone, I read them again. I'm constantly reminding myself, so I'm obsessed. Right? I did the same thing before I got a BMW. I would continuously watch BMW videos before I even thought I could afford one. And magically, my auto-suggestion gave me a plan, gave me the knowledge to obtain that material item. It's the same thing with this 100K a month. I know it's going to happen, but you have to know it's going to happen for you. Maybe it's not 100K a month. Maybe it's just a car. Maybe it's just a house. Maybe it's a physique. Whatever it is, write it out with this format and affirm it to yourself every single day. And I promise you, you will get an idea of how to obtain it. But listen, because this is very, very important. You must decrease the time that you get that idea and you put it into action. A lot of motherfuckers, we get the best ideas in the world to obtain our affirmations, but we don't put it into action immediately. We procrastinate. We say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. No! When I was in the shower last night, I knew, oh shit, I haven't made a video about standards yet, and I put it into action immediately the next day. You do not know what video is gonna pop off. You do not know what workout plan is gonna work. You do not know what diet is gonna work. You do not know, right? Everything could be the idea to change your motherfucking life, but you won't know unless you put it into action. Knowledge is not shit without massive action. If I had a motherfucker that knew how to chop down a tree, and I had a motherfucker that did not know how to chop down a tree, but the motherfucker that knew just sat there versus a motherfucker that didn't try, I'm gonna bet all my money on the motherfucker that doesn't know how, because they're trying, they're putting it into action. So you must do the same thing with your affirmations, fellas. I wanna see y'all be great. If you are God, looking to check all 6 of the C's, and you have big standards and you're 10 extra standards, but you need a system to accomplish them. I will put the link in the description of the book, A Call to Work, one-on-one with me to make failure impossible to reach your standards as a man. That's the video for the day. Let's go!